The golden sands of silence. Welcome, traveler of the starlight. You have found your way to the edge of a world that knows no clocks, no noise, and no gravity. Before we begin our journey into the heart of the Great Dunes, I want you to take a moment to realize that you are now completely safe. The hustle of your city, the weight of your responsibilities, and the flickering lights of your screens have all faded into the horizon. You are standing on the threshold of a vast amber sea of sand that stretches out under a sky so clear it looks like a tapestry of diamonds. The air here is warm, a dry, comforting heat that feels like a physical embrace against your skin. It is the kind of warmth that seeps into your joints, loosening the tension you've carried all day, and telling your muscles that it is finally time to surrender. I want you to adjust your position now. Feel the weight of your body pressing into your bed, and imagine that you are lying on a dune of fine, silk-like sand. This sand is perfectly warm, heated by 1,000 years of sun, and it molds itself exactly to the shape of your body. It supports your lower back, it cradles your neck, and it allows your shoulders to sink an inch deeper than they have felt all week. Move your toes slightly, and imagine the soft grains of sand slipping between them. There is no resistance here. There is only the support of the earth. Let your arms rest heavily at your sides, your palms open and relaxed. You are not holding on to anything anymore. You are being held by the desert itself. Now, let's focus on the rhythm of your breath, which is the only wind that matters in this sanctuary. Inhale slowly, feeling the warm, dry air fill your lungs. It is air that smells of ancient spices, sun-drenched stone, and the distant promise of water. Hold it for a brief heartbeat, letting that warmth circulate through your chest, and then exhale. A long, slow sigh that carries away the last echoes of your thoughts. With every exhale, imagine you are sinking deeper into the amber dunes. You are becoming a part of the landscape. The rise and fall of your chest is the only movement in a world that has decided to stand perfectly still. Inhale the gold. Exhale the gray. Inhale the silence. Exhale the noise. In the distance, you see a soft, flickering light, a warm, orange glow that marks the location of the Oasis of eternal stars. It is a hidden jewel in the middle of the desert, a place where the water is as clear as crystal and the palm trees whisper secrets to the moon. This is where we are going tonight. You don't have to walk. You don't have to put in any effort. Imagine that a gentle, warm breeze is beginning to lift you, carrying you softly over the crests of the dunes. The sound is a low, melodic whoosh, the song of the desert wind. As you move, you look up and see the stars. They are not distant dots here. They are giant, glowing lanterns that seem close enough to touch. They are watching over you, guiding you toward the water and the shade. As we enter this journey, leave your name and your story at the edge of the desert. Inside the oasis, you are simply a spark of consciousness, a passenger of the starlight. The scent of jasmine and frankincense is beginning to reach you now, floating on the warm air. The temperature is perfect. The light is soft. The silence is absolute. You are ready to enter the sanctuary. Let your eyelids become heavy as the golden sand. And let the journey to the oasis of eternal stars begin. You are exactly where you are supposed to be, and the night is just beginning. Chapter 1: The Silver Well. As you glide over the final towering crest of the Great Dunes, the landscape shifts from the endless rolling amber of the desert to a hidden sanctuary of life. The oasis of eternal stars reveals itself not as a simple watering hole, but as a sprawling, emerald kingdom tucked into a deep, protected basin. At its very center lies the Silver Well, a natural spring that has been bubbling since the dawn of time. The water here does not merely reflect the sky. It seems to be made of liquid moonlight, shimmering with a soft ethereal glow that illuminates the surrounding palm fronds from beneath. As you approach the water's edge, the air becomes noticeably cooler and more humid, a refreshing mist that settles on your skin and carries with it the sweet, intoxicating scent of blooming jasmine and wild mint. The sand at the edge of the Silver Well is different from the dry, coarse grains of the open desert. Here, it is as fine as silk and as white as powdered pearl, kept damp and cool by the proximity of the spring. I want you to imagine stepping onto this sand. It feels like a plush, supportive cushion that immediately begins to draw the heat and the fatigue from your feet. With every step toward the water, you feel a deeper sense of grounding. The noise of the outside world, the static of your daily life, is completely swallowed by the soft, rhythmic glug, glug of the rising spring and the gentle rustling of the long, graceful grasses that line the banks. This is the heartbeat of the oasis, a slow and steady pulse that tells you there is no rush, no urgency, and no place you would rather be. You reach the edge of the basin, where the Silver Well overflows into a shallow, circular pool. The surface of the water is as smooth as a mirror, disturbed only by the occasional ripple from a falling leaf, or a bubble of air rising from the depths. You sit down on a large, smooth stone, a dark basalt rock that has been polished by centuries of desert wind, and is still holding a faint, comforting warmth from the afternoon sun. You lean forward and dip your fingers into the water. It is not cold, but perfectly temperate, feeling like a liquid silk that wraps around your skin. As you swirl your hand in the pool, the bioluminescent minerals in the water react to your touch, creating swirls of silver and blue light that dance between your fingers like tiny underwater stars. The visual beauty of this moment is overwhelming, yet it brings a profound sense of quiet to your mind. Above you, the canopy of ancient palm trees creates a natural cathedral, their heavy, fan-like leaves overlapping to form a ceiling of deep green and shadow. Through the gaps in the foliage, you can see the stars of the desert sky, the eternal stars that give this place its name. They seem larger here, more vibrant, and so steady in their gaze that they feel like old friends watching over your rest. The reflection of these stars in the Silver Well creates an illusion of infinite depth, as if you are sitting on the edge of a portal to another universe. You are suspended between the sky above and the sky below, floating in a moment of absolute crystalline clarity. As you sit by the pool, the soundscape begins to layer itself around you. Listen to the high, thin whistle of the wind as it passes through the highest branches of the date palms, a sound like a distant flute, melodic and haunting. Listen to the soft, rhythmic cricket of the desert insects, a steady background hum that provides a foundation for the silence. And most importantly, listen to the silence itself. It is not an empty silence, but a full, rich presence that seems to breathe with you. Every inhale you take feels like it is expanding the space in your chest, and every exhale feels like you are pouring your worries into the silver well, letting the water carry them down into the dark, cool earth where they can no longer find you. You lie back now on the white sand, your head resting near the water's edge. The sound of the spring is now right beside your ear, a constant, soothing shh that matches the slow rhythm of your own heart. You feel the weight of your limbs becoming more pronounced, as if the gravity of the oasis is gently pulling you deeper into the earth. The warmth of the desert air and the coolness of the damp sand create a perfect equilibrium, a sensory balance that lulls your nervous system into a state of total surrender. You are a passenger of the starlight, a guest of the water, and a child of the desert. The silver well is here to wash away the day, leaving only the pure, glowing essence of your own peace. You are ready to drift further into the sanctuary, where the palms whisper and the shadows grow long and soft. Chapter 2: The Whispering Palms. As you lie there, anchored by the cool white sands of the silver well, your awareness begins to drift upward, following the tall, slender trunks of the ancient date palms that stand like silent sentinels around the water's edge. These are not merely trees. They are the pillars of this sanctuary, their roots reaching deep into the hidden rivers of the earth, and their crown of heavy, fan-like leaves reaching for the cold fire of the stars. The trunks are textured, marked by the patterns of old growth, and as the desert wind brushes against them, they emit a very faint, wooden creak, a sound that is organic, grounded, and deeply reassuring. It is the sound of something that has stood its ground for centuries, surviving the heat of the day and the chill of the night, just to provide this canopy of safety for you. Listen closely to the sound of the leaves above you. In the desert, the wind has a specific melody when it moves through the palms. It isn't a roar or a whistle, but a rhythmic hiss-hiss, swish-swish, a dry and papery rustle that sounds like thousands of tiny silk ribbons being brushed together. This is the whispering of the palms, a language of peace that has no need for words. Each leaf is long and flexible, swaying in a slow, hypnotic dance that mimics the movement of the tides. As you watch them move against the dark velvet of the sky, you feel a sympathetic movement in your own body. Your muscles, once tight and guarded, begin to sway with the trees. You are no longer a solid, heavy object. You are becoming fluid, moving in harmony with the air and the wood. The scent within the grove is becoming more concentrated as the night air cools. It is a rich, layered aroma that starts with the sweet, honey-like smell of ripening dates, hanging in heavy golden clusters just out of reach. Below that is the cooling scent of damp earth and the green, slightly peppery fragrance of the palm fronds themselves. And weaving through it all is the ghost of the desert, a scent of sun-baked stone and ancient dust that has been scrubbed clean by the night. Close your eyes and breathe it in. Imagine this air as a physical substance, a cool, fragrant silk that enters your lungs and smooths out every jagged edge in your mind. You are breathing in the history of the Oasis, a history of survival, beauty, and absolute, unshakable calm. The light in the grove is shifting now. The moon has climbed higher, and its silver beams are filtering through the dense canopy of leaves, creating a shifting mosaic of light and shadow on the sand around you. These patterns move with the wind, appearing and disappearing like ghostly footprints. One moment, a patch of white light rests on your hand. The next, it is replaced by a soft, cool shadow. This play of light is a visual lullaby, a slow-motion kaleidoscope that fascinates the mind until it simply tires of looking and chooses to close its eyes. The darkness here is not a void. It is a presence. A soft, velvet blanket that covers the world, hiding the sharp corners of reality and inviting the imagination to wander into the realm of dreams. You feel a profound sense of isolation. But for the first time in a long time, it is an isolation that brings you joy. In this grove of whispering palms, you are shielded from the eyes of the world. No one can find you here. No one can ask anything of you. You are a secret kept by the desert, a treasure hidden within the emerald heart of the oasis. The heavy leaves above you act as a filter, catching the noise of the universe and turning it into music. The rustle of the palms is a barrier that no worry can cross. You are inside the fortress of nature, and your only duty is to exist, to breathe, and to let the night take care of the rest. The gravity of the oasis seems to intensify as the stars reach their peak. You feel your body becoming even heavier, as if the very sand beneath you is gently pulling you down, inviting you to merge with the earth. Your legs feel like lead, warm and motionless. Your arms are heavy anchors at your sides. Even your jaw, where so much of the day's tension is stored, has finally let go, leaving your face smooth and expressionless. The swish-swish of the leaves is now a mantra, a repetitive command that echoes in the chambers of your mind. Sleep. Let go. Sleep. Let go. You are sinking through the white sand, through the damp earth, and into a state of consciousness that is as deep and as still as the silver well itself. The palms continue their whisper, a promise that they will be here when you wake, and a guarantee that while you sleep, you are the most protected person in the world. Chapter 3. The Scent of Ancient Jasmine. Now, as the swish-swish of the whispering palms becomes a steady, rhythmic pulse in the background of your consciousness, a new dimension of the oasis begins to reveal itself. It is an invisible gift, carried on the wings of the cooling night air. The scent of the ancient jasmine. This is not the faint, fleeting perfume you might find in a city garden. This is a thick, velvety fragrance that has been concentrated by the desert sun and released only now, under the watchful gaze of the eternal stars. Imagine the jasmine vines as they climb the dark, polished basalt rocks surrounding the silver well. Their leaves are a deep, waxy green, almost black in the moonlight. And their blossoms are tiny, star-shaped lanterns of pure white. These flowers wait all day in silence, holding their breath through the heat, just to open for you now, pouring their soul into the night air. I want you to take a deep, slow breath and imagine that you are pulling this scent directly into the center of your being. As the fragrance of jasmine enters your nose, it travels instantly to the oldest, most primal parts of your brain, the parts that know how to rest without question. It is a sweet, heavy scent, but it carries a hint of something cool and green, like the hidden water beneath the sand. It feels like a physical presence, a soft, invisible silk thread that is weaving its way through your thoughts, untangling the knots of the day. Every time you inhale, this floral silk wraps around a worry, a deadline, or a lingering doubt. And as you exhale, it carries that weight away, leaving behind a space of pure, fragrant clarity. You are not just breathing air. You are breathing in the essence of the oasis's soul. Interwoven with the jasmine is another scent, one that is deeper and more grounded, the faint, ghostly aroma of frankincense and aged wood. Imagine that far across the basin, nestled in the shadows of a distant dune, a small, ancient fire has been burning. It is not a fire of destruction, but a ceremonial flame, fed with resins that have been traded across these sands for thousands of years. This scent is smoky, earthy, and warm. It speaks of old libraries, of silent temples, and of caravans that moved across the world at a pace that was measured in heartbeats, not seconds. This aroma provides the bass note to the jasmine's high melody. It anchors you. It reminds you that you are part of a long line of travelers who have found their way to this water, who have laid down their heavy burdens, and who have trusted the desert to keep them safe while they slept. Feel the temperature of the air as it carries these scents to you. It is the blue hour of the desert night, that perfect moment when the residual heat of the earth meets the descending chill of the cosmos. The air on your face feels like a damp, cool cloth, soothing the invisible lines of tension around your eyes and across your brow. As you breathe, notice how the fragrance seems to expand the space inside your chest. Your lungs feel wider, more capable of holding peace. The rhythm of your breathing has slowed down to match the slow opening of the jasmine petals. Inhale, counting to 4 as the sweetness fills you. Hold for a heartbeat of stillness. Exhale, counting to 6 as you release the last remnants of your name and your story into the dark. Your mind is now like a still pond, reflecting only the stars and the movement of the fragrance. The mental chatter that usually fills your head has been replaced by the olfactory poetry of the oasis. You find yourself focusing on the subtle transitions between the scents, how the jasmine becomes more prominent when the breeze picks up, and how the earthy frankincense returns when the air stands still. This focus is effortless. It doesn't require work. It only requires presence. You are becoming a connoisseur of the night, a silent observer of the invisible beauty that surrounds you. The scent is a bridge, and you are currently walking across it, leaving the world of doing and entering the profound, sacred world of being. As the fragrance settles deep into your nervous system, you might notice a pleasant heaviness in your eyelids. It is as if the jasmine blossoms have placed a single, microscopic drop of nectar on each lash, gently weighing them down. You no longer feel the need to keep your eyes open to verify your safety. The scents tell you everything you need to know. The water is near, The palms are standing guard, and the desert is at peace. You are sinking deeper into the white, silken sand, and the boundary between your body and the oasis is beginning to blur. You are the scent of the jasmine. You are the smoke of the ancient fire. You are the cool breath of the night. There is no you left to be tired. There is only the fragrance, the stars, and the inevitable pull of a deep, restorative slumber that has been waiting for you since the sun went down. The journey is almost complete. The sanctuary has fully claimed you. Chapter 4: The Library of Night Skies. As you lie perfectly still on the silken white sands of the oasis, your physical body feels as though it has dissolved into the earth, leaving only your awareness to float upward, past the whispering palms and the fragrant jasmine, toward the infinite library of night skies that stretches above you. In the desert, the sky is not a distant ceiling. It is a profound three-dimensional ocean of velvet darkness, so clear and so deep that you feel you could fall upward into it and be held by the stars themselves. These are the eternal stars, the ancient navigators that have watched over this oasis for eons, and tonight they are speaking directly to your soul. They are not merely points of light. They are the luminous pages of a cosmic book, each one telling a story of time, of distance, and of a peace that surpasses all human understanding. I want you to look up, not with your physical eyes, which are now heavy and nearly closed, but with the eyes of your imagination. See the Milky Way as it arches across the sky like a river of silver dust, a celestial path that connects the beginning of time to this very moment. In the city, this river is hidden by the glare of artificial lights, but here in the sanctuary of the desert, it is a brilliant, glowing bridge of light. Imagine that you are a tiny spark of consciousness floating along this river. The scale of the universe is so vast that your own life, with all its tiny worries and brief deadlines, begins to look like a single grain of sand in the great dunes of the Sahara. This realization doesn't make you feel small in a negative way. It makes you feel remarkably free. If the universe is this big, and if the stars can burn for billions of years in such perfect silence, then surely you can let go of your burdens for just one night. You are part of this grand design, a necessary note in a symphony that never ends. Focus on a single star now, one that is pulsing with a soft, blue-white light. Imagine that this star has its own personality, a steady and calm frequency that is vibrating in harmony with your own heartbeat. As the star pulses, you feel a corresponding wave of relaxation wash over your body. Pulse, and your toes relax. Pulse, and your legs become heavy. Pulse, and the muscles of your back let go of their last secrets. You are being tuned by the library of the sky, synchronized with the slow, majestic rhythm of the cosmos. The stars don't hurry. They don't strive. They simply exist in their own brilliant radiance. And tonight, you have permission to do the same. You are allowed to simply be, a silent observer of the infinite, wrapped in the protective darkness of the desert night. The Library of Night Skies contains every dream that has ever been dreamt, and every prayer that has ever been whispered into the wind. It is a place of absolute storage, where nothing is ever lost, and everything is in its right place. As you look at the constellations, the hunter, the lion, the great bear, see them as guardians of your rest. They have been in these exact positions for centuries, providing a sense of permanence in a world that often feels too fast and too fragile. Their light has traveled for thousands of years just to reach your eyes in this specific moment, at this specific oasis. It is a gift from the past, a message of endurance and beauty. You are receiving a transmission of light that was sent long before you were born, and it will continue to shine long after you have drifted into the deepest of sleeps. The silence of the sky is the most profound sound you have ever heard. It is a high silence, one that is filled with the vibration of the vacuum and the hum of the spheres. It is a sound that replaces the white noise of your thoughts with a black noise of pure potential. In this library of light, there are no questions that need answering and no problems that need solving. There is only the vast, star-dusted plateaus of the night. You feel a sense of cosmic safety, a realization that you are being cradled by the same laws of physics that hold the planets in their orbits and the galaxies in their spirals. You are not an outsider looking in. You are a vital part of the fabric of existence. The starlight is in your bones, and the darkness of the sky is the same darkness that brings you peace. Your breathing has now reached its deepest, most natural state. Each exhale feels like a soft surrender to the gravity of the stars. You are no longer aware of the sand beneath you or the trees above you. You are simply a point of light floating in the library of night skies. The blue-white star you are watching is now joined by millions of others, creating a blanket of light so dense that it feels like a warm, glowing coverlet has been pulled over your shoulders. The night is no longer cold. It is the perfect temperature for a dreamless, restorative journey. You are sinking through the layers of the atmosphere, through the clouds of jasmine scent, and into the final velvet darkness where even the stars begin to fade into the soft gray of a profound slumber. The library is closing its doors for the night, and you are inside, safe, warm, and infinitely at peace. The return to the earth. And now, as the great library of the sky begins to dim and the first faint hints of the pre-dawn blue hour prepare to touch the far horizon, your consciousness begins its slow, gentle descent back to the emerald heart of the oasis. But you are not the same person who arrived at the edge of the dunes. You have been washed by the silver well, protected by the whispering palms, scented by the ancient jasmine, and enlightened by the library of night skies. You are returning to your physical body with a heart that is lighter and a mind that is as clear as the desert air. The transition is seamless, a soft landing back onto the white, silk-like sand, where the warmth of the earth is still there to greet you. I want you to feel the boundary of your body again. It is a soft boundary, no longer tight or strained. Your breathing is a steady, quiet rhythm, the only sound in the now sleeping oasis. The birds have not yet begun their morning songs, and the insects have fallen silent. This is the moment of absolute stillness, the gap between the night and the day where anything is possible. In this gap, I want you to plant a seed of peace. Imagine it as a small, glowing ember in the center of your chest. This ember will not go out when the sun rises. It will stay with you, providing a secret source of calm that you can return to whenever the world becomes too loud or too fast. You have found the oasis within yourself. As you drift now into the final stage of your rest, remember that you are a child of the universe, and you have a right to be here, exactly as you are. You don't need to earn your rest. It is your birthright. The desert has shown you its secrets tonight, so that you can move through your days with the steady gaze of a star and the resilience of an ancient palm. You are anchored. You are loved by the silence. You are at home, in the dark. Let the music now become your only guide. Let the soft glug of the spring and the rustle of the leaves be the last things you hear before you cross the threshold into the deepest, most restorative sleep of your life. You are falling into a cloud of white sand, falling into the arms of the night. The journey is over, but the peace is eternal. Sleep now, traveler. Sleep in the heart of the oasis. Sleep under the eternal stars. Good night. Good night. Good night.